this is Marlon95. It's time for the sixth and final part of my spoiler talk about the movie. Now, there will be some videos that come after this that are going to have to do with spoilers about the movie, but the spoiler talk is mainly just about going through the movie step by step and just kind of reviewing it in a way. But I'm going to be doing some more videos. We're going to be doing one specifically focusing on the Chevy Sonic, and there's going to be a couple others that are kind of like that, so look forward to those. But this is going to be my final spoiler review, spoiler talk that's about a review, I don't know, you know what I mean. So it's going to be talking about from where we left off last time all the way up until the end of the movie. So let's go ahead and start this off with the Dinobots. Optimus Prime, he rescues the Dinobots from their prisons, from lockdown, and he brings them out with Crosshairs and Drift waiting outside of the ship. And Crosshairs does his whole "you've got to be kidding me." And so the Dinobots, first time we really get to see them in the movie, we saw a quick glimpse of Grimlock earlier, but this, we get to see them full size, full scale and everything, and this is the first time actually we got to see their robot modes at all when we first saw the movie. They were not in the trailers or anything at all. We kind of got a little glimpse of Grimlock once he transformed on the bridge, but we really didn't get to see what he looked like at all. We kind of knew from toys and that one hoodie jacket that we saw during filming, but that was pretty much it. We really didn't get to see what the rest of the Dinobots actually looked like. We didn't get to see what Strafe looked like, or Slug, or Scorn. We just saw their toys, so this was the first time we actually get to see them. So they were ginormous, and it was just huge. So Optimus Prime, in order to get Grimlock on his side, he has to have a little fight with him to prove that he is worthy of leading them. And so it doesn't last too long. It does last a decent amount of time. It wasn't like a punch and down and out. They both put up a bit of a fight, and it was. I wish it could have been a little bit longer because it was an awesome scene, but it was a decent amount of time. It wasn't too short. So Optimus Prime, of course, ends up beating Grimlock, and he is going to lead them into battle in Hong Kong. So after that, we have the Dinobot charge, and they're going through Hong Kong, and they're just tearing stuff up, killing the human-made Decepticons that are now under control of Galvatron, and they're just Autobots are winning this battle, most definitely. And then, so, we're still doing the whole Dinobot, fighting thing in Hong Kong, and then we end up having the Bumblebee and Stinger battle. Now, I really like this battle. I wish it would have been a little bit longer, but it was a great battle. The whole Bumblebee and Stinger rivalry was not what I expected. It was, just kind of thrown in a little bit. I wish that it was, more, or that maybe Stinger kind of, went into the next movie or something. But I really loved the battle that was on top of Strafe. That was a cool idea. Whoever was the genius that thought of that, maybe it was Michael Bay, or maybe even like Aaron Kruger or somebody. But I really liked the scene here. It was great how Bumblebee jumped onto Strafe, and then so did Stinger, and then they battled on top of Strafe. So I really liked this battle. It was really cool, especially because it was the two rivals, Bumblebee and Stinger, that they both kind of look alike. And, of course, Bumblebee ultimately wins the battle after, taking his head right off. And, of course, he has his funny "I hate cheap knockoffs" line, which was kind of funny. And then, we have Strafe roaring in the background in agreement. In agreement. So, after that, we have, the whole gravity thing. So Lockdown is coming back, and his ship has this gravity beam type thing that picks up any type of metal and sucks it into the ship, or it drops it. So he's just looking for Optimus Prime, and at the same time he's like probably thinking, oh, I'll get the rest of the Autobots as well, including the Dinobots back. So this scene, it was dragged out a little bit. It could have been shortened slightly, but it was a cool scene. It was a visually cool scene just because of all of the destruction and things getting picked up and everything. And then there were some bonus features that I haven't seen yet because I don't have Blu-ray yet. But they have a preview up online. I forget what website they had it on, but they actually showed like some of the things they were doing with the gravity, the beam thing picking, or the magnet picking it up. And so when the magnet would pick things up, they actually had people falling off of stuff when filming, and like they were falling out of that bus that was getting picked up. So that whole magnet sequence was like really cool. And then after that, I really don't know why I called it a gravity beam thing. It was definitely a magnet. I don't know why I said that, but anyways. Oh yeah, I really want to point out real quick about when the magnet was picking up stuff, and we saw the Autobots kind of going along the water there, and we saw Slug almost getting picked up, and Strafe ended up saving him. I thought Slug looked hilarious in that scene. It looked like a little puppy or something. He was like, pawing the ground and everything and roaring, and it was funny. I saw him as like a little puppy dog. So after that, we have the final battle after Optimus Prime shoots down the magnet beam thing, and that doesn't work anymore. So Optimus Prime's, all right, you and me, we're gonna fight right now. So he goes over to that secluded area. Lockdown comes to an amazing entrance, probably the most amazing entrance of any single Transformer yet. He just comes in like one awesome dude. And so he comes down, he kicks Optimus Prime right away, punches him, and they're off into the fighting. And ultimately, Harold Attinger comes when Cade is trying to help, and Optimus Prime, of course, ends up saving Cade. But of course that distracts him from fighting Lockdown, so Lockdown is able to pin him with his sword into the side of that building, or I don't know what you'd call him exactly. But, Optimus Prime, he's helpless, and now Cade comes to the rescue, Lockdown trying to get him, and this is where you actually see a crew member in one scene. Now, I didn't see it until I saw a video, that came after when I saw the movie in theaters. And I have to say, it makes me really wonder why this shot made it into the film. I mean, they could have cut it so that you couldn't see the guy, because all the debris kind of flew and smoke and everything. So it could have been cut to the point where you wouldn't see the guy, but still use that shot. So I'm wondering why they decided to do that. I mean, I didn't see it any time during the movie theater. I saw it 4 times in the theater and did not see it. And it took someone to point it out for me to see it. But then once you see it, it is a pretty glaring out there shot. So it makes me wonder why they would decide to use the length of that shot. They could have cut it down a little bit and still have that shot and the effect that they wanted. So, just a little nitpick there, but I'm definitely not going to be able to watch that scene the same way again. But, so Lockdown, he's just, beating everybody up, but then Bumblebee and Tessa and Shane come to the rescue. They help battle Lockdown along with Cade, and they use the tow truck and everything, and Tessa ends up pulling the sword out of, with Shane's help. She hooks the hook on top of the sword. Shane pulls it out, and Optimus Prime leaps out and heroically stabs Lockdown in the back and rips his head open quite graphically. So definitely quite a graphic death for Lockdown, getting practically cut in half. So after that, we have Optimus Prime setting off Lockdown's grenade and carrying the humans off with his rocket boots. Now, you're saying, okay, what happened? How did he get these rocket boots here? How is he flying? Well, he's flying due to his night upgrade. When he got the night upgrade, he was able to gain the ability to fly. So we can lay that to rest. That is how he randomly fly towards the later part of the movie. He actually did it a little bit during the Dinobot charge as well, when he was jumping from Grimlock off to another building, back to Grimlock. He was using those rocket boots. So that is how he got them. He got them from the night upgrade when he held the sword for the first time. So after that, it's like, what happened to Bumblebee? We saw Bumblebee fighting Lockdown, and then Lockdown kind of tossed him off to the side, and that's the last time we saw Bumblebee, of course, until they meet up at the very end of the movie. But, Optimus Prime put down the grenade and flew off, and where's Bumblebee? And it's weird that Bumblebee just disappeared, leaving the humans to battle Lockdown by themselves, because Cade and Shane and Tessa were all still battling Lockdown, and then we don't see Bumblebee anymore, so I thought that was kind of weird. But I guess that was just so that they could work in the whole humans helping Optimus Prime thing, but I just kind of felt it weird that Bumblebee was kind of forgotten about. I guess there's some sort of explanation that can be thought of, but I just found that a little weird. So, of course, they go back to a safe place, and the man-made Decepticons get on a Lockdown ship, and then we see just Lockdown ship hovering in the sky and then disappears, so that's Transformers 5 right there. And then, as Optimus Prime is rocketing off to this place, we see Galvatron for the last time in this movie, and he says, "We will meet again, Prime, for I am reborn." So, bam, Transformers 5 right there. Galvatron probably going to be the main villain, or they could maybe even save him for Transformers 6, but Galvatron will be a main threat in the upcoming movies. Optimus Prime lands. We have the whole happy ending thing. Stanley Tucci's character Joshua ends up offering a house to Cade and Tessa for everything that he's caused. And then the Autobots all meet up with the Dinobots included. Bumblebee comes in from out of nowhere. It's like, oh, there he is. And then Optimus Prime, of course, sets the Dinobots free. So they're just out roaming China, just, doing whatever. They're just chilling, eating some trees or something. I don't know. What do Dinobots do in their free time? Maybe they have a dance party or something. Not Lockdown. Grimlock dresses up as a butler, maybe. Stuff like that. So, they do their whole meetup thing, and then Optimus Prime says that he has to jet off into outer space to find the creators and bring them the seed, which pretty much probably means he's going to detonate the seed. Most likely, anyway. You never know. The creators could just be trying to restore some order between the Autobots and Decepticons because of their whole war and everything, So, I mean, the creators are most definitely bad. If the creators turn out being good, it's like, what? But, so, then, he sends the Dinobots free, so he flies off into space. Now, the human story, I'm going to be talking about the future of the human story in a future video. It's going to be one of my, side videos. But mainly, will we get to see Cade, Tessa, and Shane again, or is their story done? Will it be forced if they're in another movie? Kind of like how Shia LaBeouf's character felt forced in the third film. I don't know. They could bring them back. I do believe, though, that they all signed 3 movie deals. Or 3... Yeah, like I said. So, I don't know. But, Optimus Prime, he jets off into space, and he actually says a speech, much like the first and second Transformers movies, where he says, I am Optimus Prime, and I send this message, which he did not say in the third film, and it felt very out of place. So he was back to that format of speaking at the end, doing this little narration. So he says to his creators, I'm coming for you, and then cue credits, and then no after credits scene. Nothing. Not one. Not even a mid-credits scene. Not even something stupid like Simmons kissing Meering. Nothing. Nothing at all. I went on opening night, and half the theater stayed to see an after credits scene if there was one. And, more people stayed than a Marvel movie. If everyone wanted to, see an after credits scene, but there was nothing there. So, overall, I talked about this in my non-spoiler review when the movie first came out. I really enjoyed this movie. I did think it was good. If you're a hater, then that sucks for you. You just gotta learn to enjoy these movies. I really enjoy them. They're not masterpieces in the terms of, story and everything, and maybe not even acting, but, if you just look at just what it takes to make this movie. It is just such hard work, and the crew on this film are such hard workers that really are passionate about what they're doing, and including Michael Bay. Michael Bay really enjoys making Transformers movies. I really think that's misconstrued, how Michael Bay does not like the franchise. Michael Bay loves making Transformers movies, and that is why he keeps coming back. He is a director, and directors do want to, explore and make different types of films, and Michael Bay has expressed wanting to do that. He's done that with Pain and Gain, and he does want to make some more different films in the future, but his love of Transformers is what has brought him back so many times for the third film and the fourth film, when he said that he really didn't think he was going to be coming back, but then he was like, you know what, I really love this franchise, and I do want to come back and make another Transformers movie, so I do think he will be back for Transformers 5. If he's not back for Transformers 5, that will surprise me. I'm not going to be extremely disappointed if Bay does not return, but a part of me will be disappointed just because I think, Michael Bay is one of my favorite directors, if not my favorite director, and he is the person that influenced me to get into, the filmmaking field, and I really am into all of this stuff because of Michael Bay, including Transformers. I would not be a Transformers fan without Michael Bay. That's the fact right there. So I really do hope that Michael Bay returns. If not, I understand. He's got to do some other stuff. He's made 4 Transformers movies. He's dedicated a lot of his life to this franchise. And if it's time to move on, it's time to move on. But if not, and he does return, that's awesome. So I really like Transformers 4. That was a great film. If you didn't feel that way, then that really stinks, but, I respect that as long as you're not a hater or anything and just try and get in my face about how I'm wrong or stuff. You can have your opinion if you want, and, I can have my opinion. As long as our opinions just stay friendly, then that's cool. I just really don't like it when people kind of insult your intelligence for liking these movies, because, I'm not dumb, Yeah. So yeah, I'm not a dumb person for watching these movies. So, by people saying that, it's kind of like, really, I know on Transformer World, my signature is a quote by Energon Waffle that says insulting someone's intelligence by their like for a movie really tells a lot about that person that says that. So that's exactly how I feel, and if you enjoy the Transformers movies, and don't let anyone else tell you otherwise, but that is not good. So, like I said, really enjoyed Transformers 4. That was a great movie. Hopefully Transformers 5 ends up coming out sooner rather than later. And that's just about all I have to say. So until next time, I am Mama Fantoni 5. See you guys.